This week, the big picture is going green. We're talking about the environment, taking you to a neighborhood in North Charleston that is setting the standard for sustainability. And we'll give you and your family 10 ways that you can help make the world a little bit better place to live. Welcome to the big picture. I'm Mark Quinn. This week, we're talking about the environment. Going green is a popular topic these days, and coming up over the next half hour, we'll look at some of the latest environmental innovations, and we're going to give you some help and some ideas about what each one of us can do to make our world a healthier place to live. And we start tonight's show by taking a trip to the Low Country. That's where we found a relatively new master plan community that's redefining what it means to be environmentally conscious. Looking up from the outside of this modest office building in North Charleston, how could anyone ever know that the second floor serves as the nerve center of one of America's most ambitious urban projects? It's home to the Noisette company, who came to North Charleston earlier this decade to help rescue an area that was in deep decline. When the Charleston Naval Base closed in 1996, it left a gaping, unattractive hole in the heart of this tri-county region.
I think a lot of people said that in the beginning, that this isn't going to work, because the city was being called a lot of names. People were looking down on it. And yet, when I came here and started looking at the asset base in the city, this has a richer planning history and many more significant historic assets than the city of Charleston itself.
It was against the backdrop of the Cooper River where John Knott began to sow the seeds of a master plan community that is now using sustainability as its cornerstone concept. Noisette developed Riverfront Park here, which has reclaimed a piece of real estate that had been shut off to this community for more than a century. Originally built by the same landscape architects who designed Central Park in New York, Knott says his experience as a third-generation developer have shown that important historical ties like this play a key role in eventually changing the entire environment.
The work we do is about healing, but it's about healing the social, environmental, and economic health of the community we're directly involved in, like the Navy Yard, which is the new urban heart for this region, but it's also about healing the larger region. And I think that's what we as developers should be doing.
One of those projects is Oak Terrace Preserve, just a few miles away from the park. Originally a site to house shipyard workers during World War II, it's being built in conjunction with the city of North Charleston. This 55-acre neighborhood is now being hailed as a new standard in environmentally friendly design. Pre-construction plans made sure it was built around most of the more than 400 grand oaks that cover the property. And these Earthcraft homes are a blueprint for efficient, healthy houses.
Some of the things on the inside that make this house green are the floors that we're standing on. These are bamboo floors. Bamboo is a very renewable resource. It's a very fast-growing tree.
Elias Deeb is a project manager at Oak Terrace. He says some of the best environmental engineers in America have collaborated on the most minute details here.
This toilet has a number 1 and a number 2 flush. And I'll kind of let your imagination take you from there. But it uses less water on number 1, and then it's got a full 1.6 gallon per flush on the number 2.
There's an awful lot of recycled material in these homes, from flooring systems to siding. Deeb says they're built for long-term sustainability, which eventually will save their owners money. Nothing about this says to me, well, that's a green home right there.
Right. And that's precisely the goal. You know, the part of the point of green building is that they don't have to look different or feel different in any way to be green. Basically, green building is building homes that are more durable, more healthy, more efficient, and more comfortable than a standard built home.
Even the waste created during construction is put to use. That scrap lumber is mulched to sawdust and eventually carted off to factories who turn it into particle board and plywood.
Nice move.
Some of the best environmental ideas come from the Sustainability Institute of South Carolina. It's a nonprofit started with seed money from Noisette. One of their main missions is to bring energy efficiency education to some of the area's lower income residents.
One of our programs is an energy conservation program where we guarantee to take at least 10% off a homeowner's energy costs, which to these families is a significant amount of money.
Well, let's face it, if you're a lower income family, you're going to be impacted by energy costs much more so proportionally than somebody's making a lot of money.
That's right. That's exactly right. And, you know, there's an interesting statistic that about 40% of Charleston County residents are spending 35% or more of their family income, monthly family income, on energy costs.
For a mere $10, residents here can purchase this energy kit to help make their homes more energy efficient.
Little caulk, some weather stripping, some insulation.
There's actually even some items in here that'll help you with your water bills, a low-flow shower head and faucet aerator as well. So these are all simple, low-cost things that anyone can do. And we have our workshop participants install these items in their house. They give us their energy bills, and then we track the energy savings for them.
And so far you've tracked these savings in amounts to?
It's about $408,000 over the past 3 years.
This is how you get affordable housing, because many of the people in low and middle income communities are paying more in their cost of utilities than sometimes in their rent or their mortgage. And it's because these homes, and at the same time that cost is high, they're living in unhealthy places.
By now, you've probably realized that the environmental efforts here go beyond being green. Saving a park like this for prosperity is simply one facet of changing the living dynamics of the entire city.
When we talk about sustainability, not only do we talk about it being triple bottom line, social, economic, and ecological health, but we also talk about durability, health, efficiency, comfort, and beauty. So the question you have to ask yourself as a resident or as a developer or as a public sector school or government, you can build what you create or rebuild what you have, and either you can have a non-durable, inefficient, unhealthy, ugly place, or you can have an efficient, durable, healthy, beautiful place. So which one do you want?
And the city here is increasingly saying yes to those ideas. North Charleston Elementary is the first school in South Carolina that's been certified by the United States Green Building Council. School kids here take one course a year on the environment. And then there's the Naval Yard, where Noisette is headquartered. There was a time not long ago when it was considered nothing more than an industrial wasteland. Today, renovated storehouses have become magnets for small businesses and artists. Noisette envisions a day when the entire yard will be transformed into a mixed-use city center where people work, live, and play. It's a 20-year long-range plan that originally was met with skepticism and even some scorn. Critics who said perhaps Noisette had acquired this land on the cheap. But city leaders say no other developer was willing to invest so much over so long.
My father says my father's 93 now, and
wow.
He's I don't know how much longer he'll be with us, but one of the things he has to say in the last 10 years, the problem in the world is it's a hooray for me and the hell with you. That's his definition of what he sees going on in the world around him, that we no longer care about beyond ourselves. And I think in our business world, in our public sector world, in our NGO worlds, there's too much of that going on. And I think we as business leaders have a responsibility to fix this, because we're the ones who messed it up.
If you missed some of those suggestions, the complete list on our website at myetv.org. We also have links there from the programs at DHEC, the Palmetto Conservation Foundation, and other helpful links as well. Be sure to join us tomorrow morning for The Big Picture on the radio. We'll talk more about South Carolina's environmental efforts to go green. That's all the time we have for now. For all of us here at ETV, thanks for watching The Big Picture. We'll see you again next week. The complete list on our website at myetv.org. We also have links there for